Look
There
at the
he is.
legend, Guy Gadowsky, Edmonton's own head hockey coach at Penn State. Guy, how you doing today on this December day?
For having me.
You bet. You guys have an interesting scheduling situation where you don't play hockey for over 40 days. Have you ever done that in your life?
Never. I saw that you had the Alaska Nanooks up there in the last segment. The third, I would have got them a little higher, mind you, but that's just me. We went 31 days once in Alaska, and I thought that was insane, and that's by far the most we've ever had. So this wasn't by design. The Big Ten changed the playoff format this summer, and so we had to add another buy-in, and ours just happened to sandwich up against another one, so here we are.
Is that also related to World Juniors and the international sort of break that everyone takes over the holidays, connected to that at all, or no?
No, I mean, I think that's always been a philosophy of the Big Ten to try play as little as possible during that time, because we do have a lot of players traditionally in the World Juniors, but this just happened more. The bye came in December. We haven't played since November 22nd.
Amazing.
And of course, there's also a Spangler Cup team made up of collegiate players as well. So an additional tournament involving college hockey players. Alaska Fairbanks, Princeton, and now Penn State since the fall of 2013. You probably felt like you were in Alaska and Princeton for a long time, but man, you have dwarfed it with your time at Penn State. You were brought in at the outset as this team made the transition from club hockey to obviously Big Ten hockey. That's quite the jump. How has this, like we said, over 10 years now, how long has it felt, and how has the process gone in your mind?
I mean, it's been awesome. I've loved my time here. And in fact, I know Frank knows this. I got to coach his brother my very first year here, and that was actually set the tone. That was one of the most fun seasons I've ever had in my life. It started with the ACHA club team, and everybody here, I mean, they just love Penn State. They love hockey. They're here to have a great time, and they knew they were setting a foundation for success in future Big Ten, and they did exactly that. So it started off in a bang. It was a blast. And I just can't say enough about the Penn State supporters, whether it's our alumni, our fans, our donors, our athletic department. I mean, everybody just is so supportive of this university. It's been an awesome ride.
Guy, it's been amazing to watch it all come together, because I did see a lot of the ACHA days, and then to see the transition into now you guys being a national powerhouse team that can contend. But when you think about your program over the last couple of years and how those expectations have changed, how do you, particularly related to this season, like you guys are at a different level now, you bring in a top end recruit like Gavin McKenna. How do you think your players have managed and handled those expectations?
I think extremely well for a couple of reasons. One is we've certainly been assimilated into the athletic department here. And if you look at Penn State athletics, I mean, it's the highest expectations are the norm. So I don't think it's really anything different. I think they've handled the expectations really well because of what's surrounding them. And you spoke about the addition of Gavin McKenna, and I think it's really been a great education for all of us, because he's been living with extremely high expectations for a long time, and the way he handles all the noise and buzz and distractions around him is really incredible. It's been a great education, not only for our team, the players, but all the adults and staff in the room as well. He really does a great job of putting it aside, just having a great time, being a great chill guy. And I think because of that, I think we've handled expectations really well as well.
He's about to turn 18 in 8 days. He began the season as a 17-year-old. He only has 4 goals in 16 games, Guy. I think that surprises some people and some of our draft board prognosticators. Some have dropped him now, like the 4th overall in this summer's draft. Why is he having a problem scoring goals so far at the collegiate level? 4 goals in 16 games.
Well, I'm not sure it's a problem. I mean, if you look at, I think if you look at his chances, I think he's one of the top of the nation in chances. So he certainly gets a lot. He's hit his fair share of posts. I know that. So maybe the puck hasn't gone in, but no, I think if there's anything, I think he ingratiates himself to the team extremely well. And I think he absolutely was looking to include everybody a lot. So he certainly passed up a lot of great opportunities to help a teammate, that's for sure. but he's incredible. Don't question his scoring. I'll tell you that. He's going to hit his stride here, and he's put himself in a lot of positions to get a lot of chances. He's certainly tried to ingratiate himself with the team and passing up probably good opportunities, which maybe he wouldn't. But the guy is incredible, and don't forget he's 17. He's not an early develop body 17. He's a 17-year-old with just an amazing talent and brain. But as he continues to get bigger, stronger, I mean, the kid is very, very special.
Well, clearly, Guy, you spent a long time watching his game before he arrived on campus. But when he got to Penn State and Happy Valley, what are some of the things that you noticed about his on-ice game that have maybe even surprised you a little bit?
Yeah, so automatically the way he sees the ice is different. And people that have been around the game for any length of time can see it right away. He just manipulates time and space in a very different way than I've ever seen, I guess. I mean, growing up in Edmonton, I think you could argue that I saw, a similarity with Gretzky, the way he saw the game, but that certainly jumps off the page right away. He manipulates time and space in a really fun, amazing way. But since that jumps out, but since then we've learned so much about what he can do. I mean, we knew he had a very good shot, and then you see him wire a one-timer top shelf from a bullet across the ice, and I mean his shot's elite. You do quickness drills and he just destroys them, so that's elite. You do a conditioning drill and he destroys that, and that's elite. Coach, we'll be playing a game and we challenge the team to be a little more physical, and all of a sudden it's him throwing huge hits. He'll do that. As a coaching staff, we'll challenge the team to be more detailed away from the puck, and all of a sudden he's doing that extremely well. Like he's a lot more than just an elite brain that can play offense. There's so many aspects of his game that are elite. I think the thing that I love the most is the fact that he's just he ingratiates the team around him. I think that's really big. I think he very quickly gets the team to buy into him and cheer for him because he's just a really good person, and also a very, very, very team oriented.
He really reminds me, when people ask me of Nikita Kucherov, I think that's his kind of comp. I mean, because when the way he catches a puck, the way he makes a pass, it's just different than everybody else. And like you said, he also has, so he's elite playmaker. That's the first thing you see. But then he has, like you said, Guy, the shot. He's got the one-timer. He's got everything. And so it's great to hear. I like when coaches talk about what they see at practice, because you guys know, right, during practice who the players are.
Well, and the players know too. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like in practice, there would be a scrimmage situation, and the guys on the bench were like, how did that happen? Like, it happens to us all the time, and it's fun. And you know what? When you talk about Cooch too, it's what's interesting about Gavin. A lot of the time, it's the backhand side of his stick is incredible. It's incredible. What he does with the backhand side of his stick to make plays and keep the puck flat, and he can make bullet passes on his backhand. He can make soft, flat sauce passes like nothing. It's pretty incredible.
Did you have to pinch yourself at all when you get a guy like Gavin McKenna and just the hype surrounding him? And look, I asked that knowing that you're a believer in what you've built at Penn State, but to get that external validation from someone else that has a lot of different options and opportunities on the table to say, no, I want to be the first sort of recruit of this magnitude to go to State College, Pennsylvania.
Well, I can tell you what, it was certainly so many Penn Staters were so thrilled to see him choose Penn State for a number of reasons. And yeah, I think it is very special for the hockey program as well as the university because of that. And when you ask, like, did you pinch yourself at the start, when it was all happening, again, you hear from so many Penn Staters just so pumped to get back Gavin McKenna. It's awesome. And you're sort of pinching yourself. And then you spend 5 minutes with him, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, man, he's just the chillest, coolest dude. Like, he sort of has a way of making you forget who he is. Until you keep score on something, then you're reminded pretty quick. But he's really got a way of making everybody feel really comfortable. So certainly from a program standpoint, our supporters, yeah, at the start, everybody's just pinching themselves, wondering how it's going to be. And then you get to know him, and boy, he just fits right in.
And of course, he represents the seismic shift in college hockey, where he played in the WHL the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the old days, once you did that, you were ineligible to play college hockey. That rule was changed, and here he is, decorating the college game with his stardom and as other players. I'm curious now, Guy, as we come up there on the Christmas break, are we going to see maybe another influx of players from the Canadian Hockey League making calls and coming into the collegiate programs for the second half of the season? Is that something you guys are involved in? Have you heard about that?
We have heard about it. I certainly wouldn't be surprised to see it happen. I do think that the shift, as you mentioned, the cosmic shift has happened, and it's really made college hockey even better. And you look at this year, for example, you look at the freshmen, the first-year players that are coming into college hockey this year is completely different than any other year. You look 2 years ago, there's freshmen coming in from Minnesota high schools, New England prep schools, everybody from a tier 2 junior program, whether it's in Canada or the North American League or whatever, and at best USHL. And now first-year players this season in college hockey are guys that have played 4 years of CHL, have been drafted. You have some guys that have played in Canadian university. You have some guys that have played pro. They've played in the American Hockey League and are showing up as first-year players in college hockey. So the quality of college hockey this year is very, very different than any other year, for sure. It's older, it's stronger, it's better by a mile. And will that continue? I sort of think it will. What's going to happen this Christmas? I'm not sure.
Guy, I have a fun one for you on the way out. Every week I do Bob Stauffer's show in Edmonton, and I think we should all have to do a shot every time he talks about his midget hockey exploits. But can you give us a coaching scouting report on what Bob Stauffer was like on the ice in the 80s?
As this may not surprise you at all, Bob Stauffer in the 80s was the elite trash talker of any player in any league. And I'm sure that does not surprise you. He's actually a real tough kid, like a real tough kid. And he trash talked with the best of them, but he was really good. I got to give him. I like to grind his gears a little bit, but I have to give him credit. He certainly stuck up for his teammates at the drop of a hat, anywhere, anytime, and he was great at that. He had some skill to him, albeit very hard skill. He certainly wasn't, no one accused him of being a soft skill guy, but he had some skill. He had a knack for putting the puck in the net and a real knack for getting under the skin of the other team. I will tell you that.
Well, Guy Gadowsky, 4 years himself. You played at Colorado College. Boy, the Richmond Renegade stops were very productive for you. You scored goals for the Richmond Renegades in the ECHL. 16 goals in 21 games, 19 goals in 19 games. Must have been a hero.
We had the Bob Stauffer that we had on that team was Frank Bialois. So those guys, I'm sure you guys probably remember him. So
Frank the Animal.
Yeah, we had a little bit of room in on the ice in Richmond. Let's put it that way.
Love it. Oh, that's love it. Well, Guy, thanks so much. Merry Christmas. Hope to see you at the Frozen Four this year, which is in Las Vegas, the Frozen Four for college hockey. It's been a star-studded year in college hockey. We mentioned a whole new era, and kind of apropos that the Frozen Four is in Las Vegas. You guys made it last year here in St. Louis, where I am. I'm calling an NHL game tonight, but the Frozen Four was here last year. You guys were here, and that was an amazing accomplishment. And hopefully you can make another step this year in your run for a national championship.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you. And thanks for all you do for college hockey. I hope both of you have a very Merry Christmas as well.
Thanks, Guy.
All right. Guy Gadowsky, the great Guy Gadowsky, head hockey coach at Penn State.